Everyone, welcome to the CuberCast Podcast, where we talk about what's happening in cubing. I'm Carter Cubes on Twitch and YouTube.
I'm Cameron. I don't have a YouTube channel, but yeah, I'm just here.
I'm Humble Cuber on Twitch and YouTube.
And I'm Carter on Twitch and YouTube.
In this episode of the CuberCast Podcast, we will discuss the new Gan timer, Gan I carry, other new Gan products, and the MGC Square-1.
Thank you for that introduction, Cameron. Unfortunately, this will be Cameron's last episode on the podcast. This is completely his decision. It's not like he's being fired or anything. But yeah, we're sad to see him go, but it was great. And yeah, thank you for being with us for these last couple of episodes. It's been a blast. But for future episodes...
Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cameron won't be with us for future episodes. But yeah, thank you for coming on for the episodes that we had. So, getting right into the topics, let's start out with the Gan I carry. So, reading the Gan I carry's description on the cubicle, it's Gan's newest magnetic smart cube, and instead of a charger, it's powered by batteries. I'm pretty sure it has like 280 hours of playtime. Yeah, it does. And it's just $37, which is pretty sure the cheapest smart cube. The Geiger might be cheaper. I'm not sure though. 77 grams. It has frosted plastic. It has a new tensioning system, I think, and it looks like these circular wheels. It kind of reminds me of the MS3 V1. And I have PTSD from tensioning that, but yeah, what are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. I think that this cube is definitely going to be very interesting because this is one of the cheapest cubes Gan has offered, because you don't call a Gan cube cheap. Like that exactly. Just seems wrong.
You never call a Gan cube cheap.
Yeah.
The Gan I carry isn't cheap. It's just cheap for being a Gan cube. Like Gan cubes, they're top of the line flagship cubes. They're around $60 maybe. The new Monster Go stuff, they're non-magnetic and they're still pretty expensive. But yeah, so the Gan I carry isn't cheap, but it certainly isn't expensive for what it can do.
Yeah. And I kind of want to expand that. Since it's quote unquote cheap, at least by Gan standards, I want to see if this cube still lives up to like the Gan name. It might just be a compromised version of a Gan cube, which of course, a compromised cube no one really likes. So I'm very interested to see what the Gan I carry is going to feel like, how it performs, and all of that when it ships out.
So even though it is technically cheap for Gan, it's not just like cheap for Gan. It's relatively cheap in terms of smart cubes as well. I did actually look it up. The Geiger, I couldn't find it, but compared to other Gan smart cubes, it's a lot cheaper. And as well as the Go Cube, obviously a lot cheaper than that. And any of the smart cubes in the market, it's the cheapest one on there now.
It's very cheap for a Gan cube, but still like not that cheap. Overall, I think it'll be a good smart cube because it's battery powered, which is better for most people.
And we already know it's a good smart cube. Like, I'm pretty sure people in China, they're already able to get it because Gan's located there, and they're already using the Gan I carry a lot, and I'm pretty sure Twitch streamers have been able to test it. It's actually going to ship in late April to early May, and that's approaching faster than you think. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they also revamped the Cube Station app.
The first Gan I, like, people did not like the app at all.
The original Gan I app is honestly trash. I shouldn't say it's trash, but like, it's kind of glitchy, and I'm not sure if this is related to the app, but it's basically uncalibrated like all of the time. That's really not an issue when you're rotating a cube because the Gan I carry does not have a gyroscope, but I do think that hopefully the moves will be calibrated because that was the most annoying thing about the Gan I. I really hated that, so yeah.
Yeah, something annoying about it from what I've seen though is that like it'll say that you haven't solved the cube by like a U prime or like a U even though you have completed the cube. So I really hope that's not an issue with the Gan I carry.
Adding on to the app, to quote Brody the Cuber, do I look like I can read Chinese? When you like log into the app, there's a thing in Chinese that a lot of people couldn't read, and that was like a big not selling point. And speaking of not selling points, there's probably a better word for it, but I don't know. As we said, the Gan I carry doesn't have a gyroscope, which is basically it shows your rotations on the cube. But when you're solving, you're not going to be really looking at the phone unless that's what you want to do. But it says on the cubicle that the app features include but are not limited to training, cool statistics, practice, rank battle, and robot connectivity. The Rubik's connected, you can go against other cubers. There's like solo mode where you just go by yourself. Apparently it can work with a Gan robot. I kind of forgot that it existed, but now I was reminded that it does, fortunately. So yeah, that's the Gan I carry. I'm probably not gonna get this because I already have the Rubik's connected. What are your guys' thoughts? Humble, your birthday's coming up, so are you thinking about getting the Gan I carry?
Yeah, I definitely am. Something I really find interesting about it that I really want is the ability to see all my analytics. I think it would be interesting to see how many rotations I do, and then all my splits between different parts of the solves. I guess that'll definitely help for doing specific practice for different parts of my solves that definitely need improvement. But yeah, it's a lot cheaper than other smart cubes on the market, and I don't feel like spending $60 to $90 on a smart cube. So the Gan I carry seems perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just to clarify, the Gan I carry does not have a gyroscope. I think you just said that it does not have a gyroscope.
The Gan I carry, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get it. Not really into smart cubes. But overall, I think for the people that do get it, they'll enjoy it mostly because it seems to be pretty good.
So now hopping on to Gan's new smart timer. It's for about $35 on thecubicle.com, which is actually only $3 more than the G4 stack mat, which everybody is currently using right now mainly in speed cubing competitions. So it's a Bluetooth timer. Reading this off the Cubicle description, it's a Bluetooth timer by Gan, of course. AAA batteries in there. So it comes in different colors such as black, gray, or black or silver. It used to come in red, but they actually discontinued that color. That seems really good about this, which they did happen to mention in the new G5 timer announcement, is that you actually have to hold down the reset button for accidental timer stops. So for the Gan timer, you have to hold down for 1 second to not stop the timer.
The Gan timer is that it can calculate your average of 5, which is definitely a lot. All of the timers that I know, at least that aren't on a computer, cannot do that. So I think it's gonna be very interesting to see, because that's gonna definitely take a lot of technology.
So basically, that's kind of what I was thinking as well, is how it records the average of 5. I think this would be helpful if it was inside WCA competitions, like in finals when people are sitting at the same table the whole entire time, but there's the cubes keep on getting brought back to scramble and brought back. You can actually just record your average of 5 directly from the table if you're staying at the same one the whole entire time, and that would save time from calculating.
I think technology in comps could be kind of disadvantaged because it's against the WCA regs, but I don't know. People would find a way to use it maliciously. I don't know, but
I don't really think this would be helpful for WCA comps because write
this
down
function
the times on
specifically,
a
but the timer
scorecard
itself
anyway,
could
and
be.
if you're sitting at the same station, you can just use it for practice solves, and it would get messed up.
It's also compatible with the CubeStation app, and if you have a Mac computer with the M1 chip, I'm pretty sure you can actually get the CubeStation app on your computer. So the biggest selling points are you need to hold down to reset it. It's compatible with GAN Smart Cubes and the CubeStation app, and it records averages. I think recording averages would be better for at-home solving rather than in competition. In competition, again, there can be... I'm pretty sure if it would calculate averages, it would calculate with the third decimal, which the WCA doesn't do. I don't know how that would be a disadvantage, but I don't know.
Yeah, so just like the Gan I carry, it's expected to ship out during late April or early May. So if you order both these, which actually the Cubicle has a bundle where you can get both them, they probably will ship out around the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another point I wanted to mention about the GAN timer is that SpeedStacks has a patent with the WCA, so we can't use GAN timers for at least a couple.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Not exactly sure when the patent expires. Yeah, that was just a point to mention.
Next up, we have some new GAN cubes. These aren't necessarily confirmed by GAN, but we have gotten some photos and some information about them. We have the Gan 11M Duo, which is basically the Gan 11M Pro, but without any adjustable magnet. It's the world's first mass-produced 3x3 cube that is under 60 grams, weighing in at 59 grams. And then I go
It's apparently...
the 11M. Wait,
okay.
do you want...
Well,
okay, so, yeah.
Let's talk about the Duo and then the Pro. Okay. It's also going to be $30, which, as we said before with the Gan I carry, it's definitely not cheap, but for Gan, relatively speaking, it is, because the Gan 11M Pro, this cube is quote unquote based off of, as we said, it's probably a Gan 11M Pro without adjustable magnets and with the corner magnets and a bit lighter. It's $30, which is less than half the price of the 11, which is a huge price drop.
I might end up actually getting this. Oh, because I actually might end up getting this as well, because I don't really care about adjusting magnetic strength. I'm not super picky on stuff like that, but as long as it has like that GAN tensioning system, which I still think it does, I'm probably gonna actually end up getting this puzzle.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
a good
same.
option for like tubers that don't really care about adjustability that much and just want like a cube that like is good out of the box.
Yeah, the 11M Duo, I think for people that have the 11M Pro, it's not going to be worth it, but for people who want the 11M Pro, but cheaper, this will probably be good for you, but I might not get it because I already have the 11, and I'm pretty happy with it. You won't get the Gan 11M Duo because I already have the Gan 11M Pro, and it's just the Gan 11M Pro without certain features, but if there's more stuff put out about the 11M Duo, like if it has other features, like it's not confirmed that it's just an 11M Pro without magnets, it's just speculation. Yeah, from what we know, I'm not gonna get it, but if I hear more about it, I might.
And we have another GAN cube, which is a new 2x2 by GAN, which is, according to Will Cowan, it's going to be named the 251M Pro. So right now it's a prototype, and the only evidence we have of it is just this one video by him. But he says that it might be his new main, and from the video, it doesn't look like it's similar to the 251M, the original, or at least in terms of looks.
I own the 251M, and it's not good. It was completely underwhelming when I first got it. It's maybe light. The only really good thing I could find about the 251M was the GES system, but the actual cube itself wasn't the best.
I think the GES system in a 2x2 might be more flawed, because for something like a 3x3, if you want to change the tensions, you don't have to like completely disassemble the cube. But for the GES system, you have to like take apart the hardware, which for a 4x4 and 2x2, in my opinion, isn't the best. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. If you look at the video, okay, so we're not going to put images on screen because this is a podcast. I will link Will Cowan's video in the description of this video, and if you're listening on Spotify or SoundCloud, just check out the YouTube video. It will have all the information on this cube. It doesn't look like a GAN 2x2 at all. It kind of looks like a cross between the MGC Elite 2x2 and the Volk 2M. It has the shades of a Volk, but the looks of an MGC 2 Elite. It's very interesting. Will Callan got a 0.9 average of 5, which is extremely fast. At the time of recording, he said in the description, this weekend I'll upload a video on my thoughts. He still hasn't uploaded it, but hopefully it will be up soon, because I'm excited to see where this cube goes. Somebody asked in the comments if it's your main, and he said possibly, and he likes the speed, and he's been solving a lot with it recently. So yeah, there's with these GAN cubes, I don't know what the 251 Pro is going to be priced at. The original 251 was over $30, and that's way too expensive for a 2x2 in my opinion. But yeah, for these GAN cubes, I'm excited to see where these go, because I have high hopes for the 251 Pro, because they lowered the price of the Duo and the I Carry by like $30. Like the 11M Pro was more than twice the price of the 11M Duo, and the Gan I 2 and the just Gan I, those were like $90, which is like 3 times the price of the Gan I Carry.
Yeah, so here's my concern though. I get what you're trying to say, but the cubes where the price drops, they always have kind of a compromise of their original cube. So for example, the Gan I Carry, that's a cube that doesn't have a rechargeable battery. It could probably do less stuff than the Gan I. So that's why the price drops. This has the Pro name at the end of it. So I'm thinking that the price might actually go up slightly because this is a Pro version of the original cube. So there's going to be more
that's
stuff,
true.
but at
That's
a
a
higher
good point.
cost.
Yeah, I'm not willing to pay $40 for a 2x2. No way.
No way.
Especially if you're happy with your current main, like there's no reason to get a new one. Like
I honestly think that $20 is pretty expensive for a 2x2. So I'm not paying double that. I'm not paying double that.
finally, here are our thoughts and speculations about the MGC Square-1. MGC Square-1 was announced quite a while ago, back in like August or something. Like when I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be released in October, I think. But now it's April,
Clearly wasn't.
and it still hasn't been released. So yeah, I mean, it seems pretty good, but like it's just being delayed a lot.
I think that you should. It's kind of what it's not as smooth as the Volt.
Out of the box is pretty fast, but the YLM is infamous for like core stripping. So people have modded it. Luckily, I didn't have to mod mine, and my core hasn't stripped after a ton of solves. So yeah, the Volt V2 has infamous piece breaking, and the YLM has infamous amount of modding. And the YLM is infamous for you need to mod it a lot. But 4 weeks ago, YJ posted on their Instagram that the MGC Square-1 is on the way. If you want to test it, please DM us. And a lot of people DM'd them. And yeah, the MGC Square-1, it looks very promising, but they just won't release it. I'm actually kind of getting concerned for YJ. Maybe something happened at the factory, but it's just been so long. They've teased it a lot of times. There's been a lot of videos about it on Instagram. People have been getting insanely fast times on it. And I'm just really excited for it, but I just really want it to be released because Square-1 hardware just isn't the best. So speaking of Square-1, there has been a new world record average by David Epstein from Australia. The average was 6.34, and it had a counting 5. This world record average was pretty inspiring. He messed up the solve and mistraced, I think, and it was pretty inspiring to see how he picked it back up, and ended up getting a counting 5 for a 6.34 world record average. It's funny, we're all in a group chat, and David was saying, okay, I'm at the comp now, and we were all wishing him luck, hoping he gets world record, and what do you know, he actually got the world record, and it was just so insane. Very proud of him, so congrats to David. I can't wait to see where he goes with the MGC Square-1, if it frickin' comes out!
That wraps it up for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and thank you, Cameron, for being on the podcast for all these episodes. This is your last episode, and hopefully we see you in the future. But yeah, that just about wraps it up. Don't forget to subscribe to CuberCast Podcast on YouTube and also listen on Spotify, SoundCloud, and a whole lot of other channels or platforms because we have a lot of them now.
Thank you guys all for listening. See you guys next time.